Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Austin and today's video is going to be all about the M1X MacBook Pros. It looks like we have an official leak that came straight from Quanta Computers, and this is a Taiwanese company that actually manufactures the MacBooks. So I was reading up on some articles and it looks like the way that this happened was a bunch of hackers targeted this company and they released schematics of the iMac and the MacBook Pros that they're currently working on, and they're demanding $50 million. And if they don't get their money, they're going to keep leaking information. You can't make this up. This is just absolutely crazy. Now, the reason why people think that the MacBook Pro leaks are 100% true is because the M1 iMac schematics were also released, and those were identical to the official reveal of the computer at Apple's Spring Loaded event. So the schematics for the MacBook Pro should theoretically be our first official look at the new computers. So inside of the leaked documents, there was two devices labeled as J314 and J316. Now, what these labels are referencing is the 14 and 16-inch MacBook Pro, and something that's really exciting is that in the actual leaks themselves, there was a bunch of hints to more ports coming to the MacBook Pro, and yes, there's been tons of articles that were basically saying the same thing, that we were going to be getting more ports. This basically solidifies the whole thing right here. So it looks like the new MacBook Pros will be getting HDMI and an SD card slot, and this is going to make a lot of people really happy. Less dongles will be needed. That is going to make so many people so excited. When I used to work at the Apple Store, the most common issue that people had when buying a new computer was like, how am I going to put my SD card in here? Or how am I going to connect my HDMI? And then I had to be that guy and say, hey, you just got to spend another, $50 on a dongle. And it was just a really awkward conversation because sometimes people would get upset, and this is definitely going to make people happy. Now let's talk release date, because this gets a little bit complicated. So it's reported that Apple is in its EVT stage, which stands for Engineering Validation Test, and this phase roughly takes about 2 months to complete. And what's in 2 months, you might ask? Well, WWDC 2021 is in 2 months, and it is just the perfect time to announce these computers. I know they don't typically announce hardware at WWDC, but weirder things have happened with Apple in the last couple of years, and WWDC is going to be the perfect time to announce the new computers. Apple is going to have all of the hype around WWDC, and then maybe on the final day they're like, oh, and you can also use the new software on your new MacBook. That would just be the perfect scenario. And the other thing is that the back to school rush is going to be happening right around that time too, and students always go absolutely crazy for the new MacBook, so to release that with the student deal where you get free AirPods would be an amazing move for Apple, and they're going to make a lot of money. I think how they're going to do it is WWDC, and then on the final day announce the computers and when you can pre-order them, and then they will probably start shipping out in the second half of June. This is just like a perfect scenario for Apple. Release those new computers around WWDC, you get the back to school rush, the student deal is there, which makes everyone want to buy their MacBooks from Apple versus like Best Buy or Costco or Staples or any other retailer really. Now let's take a look at some of the images that were leaked from these hackers. So you can see on this image right here that it shows support for USB-C, HDMI, and the SD card on the left side of the MacBook. There's also a minor design change with the casing of the MacBook Pro, as the corners are a little bit more rounded than we were expecting. Everyone was anticipating a straight edge design that's similar to the iPhone 12s and the iPads, but it doesn't look like we're going to be getting that this year. And 9to5Mac is also reporting that there's other images of the MacBook Pro. They just haven't been released just yet, but allegedly the right side of the MacBook Pro is going to have 2 more USB-C ports, a MagSafe connector, and the headphone jack. Now if this is all true, there is going to be a lot of ports on the new MacBook Pros, which I'm all for because the more the merrier. And the last thing that I want to mention in this video is that TrendForce is saying that the new MacBook Pros will have the liquid Retina XDR display. This is super exciting, although we kind of knew this was going to happen. It's been in tons of reports throughout the last maybe 6 months or so, and essentially what liquid Retina XDR is mini LED. Apple just likes to give their displays their own names, but it's mini LED, that's what it is. Now this is all super exciting, mini LED, more ports, a 14-inch MacBook Pro, a $50 million demand. This is just going to be a really great MacBook Pro, and I will definitely be picking one up. I'm planning on picking up the 16-inch in space gray, and I am so excited for June, not only because of WWDC, but with the possibility of getting those new MacBooks in about 2 months' time. But anyways, guys, leave a comment down below of what you guys think about the leaks, and will you be picking up one of the new MacBook Pros? That's it for the video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you like and subscribe. Other than that, I hope you guys all have a great day, and I will see you guys in the next video.
Go.